So there I was driving a cab in Bangkok.
Welcome.
Welcome, everyone. uh, welcome back to Ghostfire. You guys left off last session where, well, it was an intense session. You guys saw a girl named Liliana make some kind of deal with a demon where they transported themselves into this weird bubble. You guys attempted to break that out and they disappeared.
Did we really just meet Liliana? I don't think we
That-
did.
It
We
wasn't
met-
really Liliana.
Professor
We
Onyx.
remet.
It wasn't really Professor Onyx.
That's you guys also found this tomb that you're in where Nietzsche had an astounding revelation where he ripped off his face essentially to put on another magical face. Who knows the consequences of what that might be? Also,
Only good
something
things.
that didn't get shown on stream. Blackwell decided to go check the other area in this dungeon place, the Ashmouth. So
He got
he went,
got.
yeah, he went that direction by himself. He saw some black lights that ended up being creatures that could see into the ethereal plane. In a mad dash, ran in, grabbed a magical item that was sitting on, or a statuette that looked to be magical on a crate, and teleported back. He barely got out alive, but he contracted a disease, so that's something he's struggling with now.
Brutal.
Other than that, that pretty much catches you guys back up. You guys set up a tiny hut. The rest of you guys took a short rest. If you haven't marked that off your character sheets yet. Blackwell's back. Not looking great.
Oh, we gotta
Yeah. Where we left
do
off.
the thing. Nietzsche's chilling.
Una's
Um,
side-eyeing.
Oh.
Runner's trying to get everybody to concentrate on
turn that off.
planeswalking.
Yeah. Blackwell would mention as he walks up that Una's hair looks a bit different.
Yeah, it's ashy in a way. Like, she may look a little stone-faced right now, but she's not okay. May have discovered something about Una that I keep forgetting to roleplay. Yeah, no, her hair is looking ashy as if it's slightly on fire and it's like burning away, but it comes back and then burns away again.
Wild.
Just
That's
keeps
cool.
going. Just keeps going goth for a second.
Looks like cinders.
Mm-hmm.
Sis, what's wrong with your hair?
I could say the same with your face right now, but we're not going to talk about that.
What does my face?
Later.
What does my face look like?
You put on a dead man's face. I'm not okay with that right now, and I'm not going to talk about it in front of the group. We'll talk about it later.
You don't have a mirror? Can I borrow a mirror?
I don't have a mirror.
I don't think any of us have a mirror right now.
Oh.
Una's gonna go back to the pile and see if she can find something shiny.
Okay.
So she's got a moment.
I think we're in the bubble now. We can't get out of the bubble.
Oh, right. Can't get out of the bubble.
Oh no, she can go out of the bubble. I just can't leave the bubble or it'll drop down.
Okay.
She's just gonna quickly go and try to find a shiny object in the pile that she can polish into a mirror.
Okay.
The silver amulet the angel gave me, is it polished enough to see a reflection?
Yeah, I'd say so.
Okay, I'd offer that up if I can tell.
Yeah, I'd say you could probably tell that that's just enough to get a little bit of a reflection out of it. You're rummaging through some stuff here. Most of it seems what's left is valueless. Nothing seems to be quite shiny enough to constitute for a reflection, but a lot of it's pretty tarnished and stuff.
I can I always forget to use it for this. I remembered last session. I'm going to use prestidigitation to make a little handheld illusion, and it'll just be Nietzsche's face rotating.
Okay.
Oh, great! Now we got multiples of it.
Oh,
Everybody's just holding up
Oh.
his face.
Honestly, I kind of forgot what your face looks like. It's been years.
yeah. I feel it's slimming.
I mean, it
I
looks
don't
kind
like
of
the mask.
dead. Like you need some skin
Like,
treatment kind of
dying.
stuff.
Oh, is that
Maybe lotion.
that's what the okay.
Yeah, it's not in. This is in color.
Oh, yeah. So I mean, yeah. I guess I could use a little lotion. I guess.
Just looking a little dry. Just in all of it.
You look
Right.
like ugly shit.
Oh well, that's just hurtful.
It's the truth.
I mean, you do look dead.
I mean, I don't really know what I'm supposed to look like. It's been a long time since I seen.
Was able to take
That's
off that thing. I think Blackwell would just be kind of wondering, would he rather have Nietzsche's face as it is now, or the no face he has right now?
I'd rather he has a face. Period.
I mean, but so that doesn't say what's going on with your hair. Yeah, you don't like my face. I'm sorry.
No, I'm just not in a good place right now.
Well, like, are you
Look, let's
hurt?
just get the fuck out of here. No, I'm fine. Let's just get out of here.
Yeah, like that's what we're doing.
Mm-hmm.
Where
I need
where
you
are we
to
going?
concentrate on a plane called Dominaria, and then I'm going to show a illusion of the lake, a peaceful, like little uninhabited area I know around a lake, and then I'm going to show that as an illusion too, so that they can concentrate on it and fix it in their minds.
Okay. So,
Just Dominaria and concentrate on this.
Oh, pretty place. Yay.
Admiral's definitely also thinking about fishing.
I'll put you
Okay.
up a nice place in a bedroom to stay and a roof over your head, Una, so you can relax. We can all get some rest.
all right. So,
You just see
Uh,
Una roll her eyes at that. Like, that's the last place she wants to be right now.
okay. So, in this 10 minutes, I want to know. I know what's going through Runner's head. He's focusing on this area and the spell. Avril, what's going on in your head right now?
Well, he showed me a really pretty lake and trees in the middle of nowhere. And Avril's like, that looks like it's a good lake to fish on. I bet you that spot's good right there.
Yeah.
It's right there. Like,
Fishing heavily on the mind. Nietzsche, what's going through your mind right now?
So unless Blackwell took the item that he gave me to like look at myself away, I'm definitely just like looking at myself. Like thinking Dominaria, but like closing my eyes, thinking about it, but then like peeking open and like looking at myself, and then close my eyes again, and then just peeking, close my eyes again. Because we're doing this for 10 minutes, right?
Right.
Yeah. So there's
Okay.
Yeah.
Una, what's going through your mind right now?
Okay. Well, she is going to try to focus on it since she's very good at like focusing on that one thing, but the whole time she is just thinking about how the second they get there, she is pulling Nietzsche away from the group and they are going to have one hell of a talk.
Okay. So some emotional things going through Una's mind. Blackwell, what's going through your mind at the moment as you're casting this ritual?
Pain.
Pain makes sense.
Probably a bit of a reminder of having tuberculosis again, but other than that, just pain.
Okay. So as you guys try your best to focus on the image that Runner is showing, you guys do end up kind of seeing this reality warping around you, but as it starts to kind of pulse, like this familiar sight that you've seen before starts to stabilize again, and it doesn't seem to be working. Um, but you try one more time. It's difficult to get through this barrier. It feels like there's this barrier around you. But you all close your eyes to blink for a moment, and you open your eyes, and suddenly you are surrounded by water, feet not touching the ground. What do you guys do?
I'm really glad I have my ring of water walking still on.
Yeah, me
Yeah.
too.
Yeah, that's I always have mine on.
But if we are falling, immediately casting Featherfall on all of us.
Well, you're not falling. You're like surrounded by water.
Oh.
Go on a lake, like on this island in the lake.
Oh, we're on a little island.
No, I mean like you are inside of the water.
Oh, we
Wait
are
a second. Well,
Oh, okay.
Oh.
underwater.
I try to orient myself. Can I tell which way is up?
Yeah, as you
Yep.
try to get your bearing, you can make out which way is up. It doesn't look like you're that far underwater, but it's a little bit of a swim to get to the surface.
Yeah, I'll start immediately swimming toward the light.
All right. You start to make your way up.
Okay,
it's kind
for
of-
a second.
Go ahead.
Sorry. I said I would tread for a second and let everybody go ahead of me and go last.
Okay. All right. So you guys get your bearings eventually. It's kind of it was kind of a shocking thing to happen this time, but you guys do make your way up to the surface. As you do, you can see that there is a lovely little island that's elevated above above the water's surface. Coming off of the island, there's wooden steps that lead down to a small dock. You kind of hit this peaceful feeling that comes over you as you have left that terrible place of Innistrad that you guys have felt some trouble.
I
start
need to
swimming for the
start.
dock. I guess I'll actually
Yeah.
push myself up on top of the water and start walking toward the dog.
Yeah.
Okay.
I need to start walking towards this island or swimming towards this island because this museum is probably pretty heavy.
Yeah, that is true.
I'll grab on them and help them.
So after 5 to 10 minutes or so, you guys do make your way up to the. So Runner, you're going to the docks. Blackwell, you were going to the island. You guys can place yourselves to whichever direction you wanted to go.
Question.
Sure.
When we appeared, could we see the island above us?
You can
Or
see the
like-
shadow from it. It wasn't
Okay.
kind of like above you, but it was kind of like off to in the distance a little bit.
Okay. So, follow-up question.
Okay.
Does that the stone I have from the maze still work?
You try it. Jace did tell you. I think you recall that he did tell you that those were specifically for the maze, though. I think he did tell you that.
Okay.
What are you trying to do with it? It depends, I guess, what you're trying to do with it.
Trying to read ley lines.
No, I'm trying to use it for the automatic nat 20.
Oh, yeah, definitely. Definitely those effects were for the maze.
Okay. Fair enough.
I think I know what Nichek's gonna try to do because angry sister.
I-
Good.
I just wanted to use the mask and not worry about any repercussions.
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna pull myself up on the, or I guess step up on the dock.
Okay.
And then I'm gonna start running toward the island part.
Okay. I'll tell you what you see on the dock. You see a broken fishing pole that seems to have been left here as you climb your way up that side of the dock. Next to it is a wooden chair, kind of old, dilapidated, but it still stands. You see a couple of sets of fish bones that seem very old that are on the far side of the dock, and a crate that is slightly ajar just past the chair.
I wrote a note.
Okay.
Yeah, I'll take all that in real quick. Just mutter under my breath, damn, and then start running toward the main part of the island to confirm my suspicions.
Okay.
What's going on, Runner?
Oh, this might be bad. Hold on. You just
I
gotta
was
hear me
about to say
going.
Admiral's just enjoying the water like a duckling.
I'd
Yeah,
probably
I finally
gonna-
start to swim in.
I'd probably stay on the dock and just look out over the water.
Una's gonna climb up onto the shore and just kind of sit and like use her produced flame to kind of dry herself off because she hates water.
Okay. Yeah, as you sit there, you start to dry yourself off. You look over to your side and you see a couple bushels of, in any other circumstance, would seem like very pretty flowers, but you're not in the mood at the moment.
I firebolt the flowers.
Okay. So Ronan, you start to head up. Uh, Blackwell, you said you're lying on the shore looking at the pig idol. Okay. Avril, what are you doing at the moment?
I was just swimming around for a little bit. Then he's just coming back in right now. He was smelling the flowers.
This is a sight for sore eyes for you, Avril. It's refreshing to get a nice little bath in the water. As you come up, the smell is just like euphoric almost.
Yeah, when he gets to the shore, he wants to like settle in and then like feel for the mana and everything, and like really figure out, like try and figure out which way is north and all that good stuff, and what time of day it is. But best he can, like with the survivals type stuff.
Okay, so for you can roll a survival check for those things. For the connecting with the mana, I'm gonna have you go ahead and just roll a charisma check. So just d20 plus your charisma modifier.
I'm not arguing with you. In a roll.
Okay. So
I'm not arguing.
judging by where the sun is at in the sky, uh, looks like it's heading into the evening or the afternoon, so probably about 2 o'clock ish. Uh, Also, looking at the sun, you can kind of tell where the sun is heading towards, and you can make out that north is likely to be right straight ahead of you this way.
Oh, okay.
Uh,
What's the temperature feel like?
it's warm. It's like a comfortable like 76 degrees or so. There's kind of a cool breeze coming off of the water. The air itself is kind of warm, but the cool breeze kind of mitigates the temperature a little bit. It is very humid though.
After a minute has passed, I should be done identifying the pig statue.
Okay, you're casting identify on it.
Yeah, just doing that my name identify.
Okay. While you're doing that, runner, you make your way up the stairs. You see an island with this giant stone hand that seems to like raise itself out of the ground. These trees that are covered in pink flowers kind of are spattered across the island, and just various uh, colorfully colorful flowers kind of dot the shoreline.
Right, yeah, running onto the island, seeing what I see, I immediately everybody would just hear, "Damn it!
What the fuck is wrong?
This is what we were aiming for. This is too close to home.
Wait,
Nobody's leaving the island.
What?
We're
Well, I mean, I'm fine with that, but we need food and shelter. This island is very small.
there's fish in the lake. That'll have to do. If we wander too far or we draw attention, then I don't know what's going to happen.
where the fuck are we?
We're close to where my people live,
Oh,
and they're not friendly to visitors. They're not welcome.
Without
no.
without breaking concentration, Blackwell is just going to call out, asking, "Can't you just speak with your people?"
That's
yeah. Why
gonna.
do we have to go?
If I go speak to my people, then that's gonna start a whole thing. I'm gonna have to answer a lot of questions. We could be here a while. I'm just
And
not ready.
time is of the essence.
I'll go with you.
Not quite ready to report in, but I can build a shelter here. We can at least stay the night, heal our wounds, and then figure out where we want to go next. And just hopefully we won't draw attention.
Yeah. And hell into another hell. Cool. Yay. Whoopee.
I
Una's
mean,
hair is just getting more ashy as she's talking.
at least they're not demons.
Well, that's a bonus.
They're just really secretive and very protective.
You were saying something, Chuck?
Oh, I was just volunteering to go with to Runner's people with him.
Oh.
Yeah, no, that's not a great idea. Let's not do that.
All right.
Runner was pretty adamant about just visiting Dominaria to rest and not doing anything here.
Nietzsche, roll me a perception check.
I like this place.
That's
Actually,
swirly enough.
That's
Spent
a
quite a bit of time here.
that's a 7, sir.
Okay. So as you stare out across the lake, several, probably about 2 miles away, it's a pretty large lake. You can see the shoreline that seems to be a dense forest covering the shoreline. You kind of look around in all directions. There seems to be just this thick, like jungly forest surrounding the island.
So we can't go out in any of these. We can't just go to the forest over there.
Couldn't we just go away?
Nobody else has ever been here. My people have never encountered strangers here. I don't know how they're going to react. I cannot vouch for your safety.
Oh, I'm not worried about that.
Well, I mean, most of us, I gotta say, 90% of the things that we've done, we can't vouch for our safety. So
My people are
That's-
much stronger than me. Like I am like a child compared to them.
Oh, I see.
Like if Lord
All right.
Marius finds us here, then this could be a serious issue. I don't even think your new face would help.
Was this sacred ground?
No, it's just my people are not ready to reveal themselves yet.
Translation: secrecy is key.
Absolutely.
All right, look. How long until we can jump again, or wherever we're supposed to actually be going?
Really
Soon as we get some rest, 10 minutes after that.
All right,
Um,
fine.
Is Dominaria or anything reacting to Nietzsche at all? Or does it just seem like everything's fine with him right now?
Yeah, it seems mostly fine. You don't see too much of a change at the moment, like as far as like his presence here. Avril, you kind of check in as they're doing this with the ley lines. This is a type of mana you've never felt before. Like it's got the essence of normal mana, but it is extremely powerful. Like it's almost like a jolt of electricity as you kind of listen in to the land around you. It seems bright. It seems like kind of refreshing to have that, but it's kind of almost too much. Like it's almost like a sweet nectar, but it's too sugary.
Interesting. He kind of like shake his head. He's just like, wow, that's intense. And he kind of just goes in again for a little bit.
Okay.
A lot different from what he's been sensing lately.
Yeah,
I'm gonna move,
Yeah, it's nice that it's pure. That's what he likes about it. He's just like, this is like just pure mana.
Well, it's clean mana, not pure mana.
Yeah, clean mana. Same difference.
as you kind of go back into it, it almost starts to make your head hurt. Like
Cloying
it's
like
not
sweet.
it's not like it's bad. It's just like it's so overwhelming. It's kind of like difficult to.
Yeah, he just like back out and like, oh, head spinning a little bit and sit down. It's like, oh man, the place is crazy.
Blackwell, you also finish identifying your pig statuette.
Okay. As I finish identifying it, Blackwell will close his eyes, breathe a sigh of relief, and then call out to Una as loudly as he can. You know, Blackwell generally doesn't have a very powerful voice.
She's
Okay.
a little focused on heading towards Nichek right now.
If she doesn't respond for a minute, then I'll eventually get up. I'm not getting up right now.
Fair. Blackwell, you kind of look down, just look at the pain. You see these massive boils festering like where your wound is. They seem to be almost like got this greenish yellowish pus kind of oozing from them.
The consumption. I'll just look there frustrated. It's like I can't do anything about this just yet.
Yeah.
Also part of why I'm not moving.
Yeah. So Una, you make your way down to Nichek, who's kind of looking at the forest surrounding the lake.
I'm mad at you, little brother.
What is being mad? It's a reactionary feeling. What did I do?
You know that I hate seeing people I care about hurt themselves, put themselves in a bad situation. And you realized how much. Do you even realize how much this cost us? And I'm not talking just you.
Oh,
As she pulls Brecken out of her pocket and literally shoves it in his face.
necessary casualties, I suppose.
Oh yeah? And what about Pestachew?
No longer needed.
Audible eye roll? Oh god, you're starting to sound like me before we even got to Strixhaven.
Well, maybe you knew something that I didn't know.
Yeah, and then you and everybody else here taught me that it's better to work with a team than to do things by yourself and get your
Well,
ass kicked and handed to you. Or did
I-
you forget the first day of school what happened to me? I got my ass handed to me by a bush.
But now you could destroy the bush.
Yes, I could light anything I want on fire. Woohoo. But that didn't cost me people I care about to get that far. I'm pissed off at you right now because you hurt me.
Do apologize.
Doesn't
I
fix it.
I I did this for you,
Yes.
for you, for Runner, for Avril, for even Blackwell. I did it so I can be strong enough to protect you. They, Brecken, Pestachu, they they were never going to last as long as we were. We're we're supposed to go up against Nicol Bolas. They never stood a chance. We barely stand a chance.
Right now, we don't stand a chance. But doesn't mean you sacrifice everybody you cared about in order to get yourself to be stronger. Because what are you left with? Nothing.
Is that what we have? Nothing?
I don't want nothing, but I feel like maybe I've gotten too close and maybe I need to rethink things. But I will say right now, I'm not good with you, and it's going to take me some time. And this, and she points to her hair, is just how angry I am with the whole thing. And we shouldn't be. Look, we shouldn't. I want to get stronger too, but I'm not going to put my friends at risk and then have them all come out with nothing in the end. You know, I lost things in this, and I didn't get a single thing out of it, except maybe this stupid webby wand that, Avril gave me. But that's not gonna make me more powerful. Just means I get to make things sticky.
Well, what do you need to get more powerful?
I don't know, but maybe I need to go back to being the emotional, chaotic loner I used to be.
Okay, sis.
Yeah, do me a favor. Don't call me sis anymore. And she walks away.
Interesting. So,
Una's
Avril-
mad, guys.
No shit, Sherlock!
Ooh.
so Avril and Runner, you guys start trying to set up camp. Uh, so what do you say, birdfish? What do you mean by that?
So like he was just gonna go in this beak and like fucking grab the bird, like a bird does, but then he's just like, oh yeah, this is fishing for everybody. So then he goes and grabs the tackle. And he's just like, I could beak fish later.
I
And
probably
he's just
should
like,
put their
instead of
food
like
in my mouth.
putting every fish in my mouth.
Okay, good
That's
point.
great. I love that. That's great.
So, you said you have a tackle. You have fishing tackle in your backpack, Runner.
Yeah, I fish tackle my backpack. I'll talk. Slip it off as I'm casting and put it over to the side so he can rummage to it and grab it out of there.
Does that include a fishing pole?
I can tell you exactly what it includes. Give me just a second. Here we go. This kit includes a wooden rod, silken line, corkwood bobbers, steel hooks, lead sinkers, velvet lures, and narrow netting. So everything a person would need to fish.
Una
Okay.
has one as well as a net.
Okay.
She's had it since Strixhaven.
Yeah, same here. It was part of my like intro gear stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Sweet.
She
Okay.
bought it just because it was available.
All right. So yeah, you get your fishing line. Avril, you said you're going to be putting that together.
Yeah,
So you-
yeah. He goes to grab it and then finds some nice spot to fish off of.
Yeah, you find a nice little ledge over there where you're at. Straight down into the water. It seems to get pretty deep, about probably 10 feet out. It starts to kind of deepen up a little bit.
Don't look for some bass, this motherfucker. Or where's the red fish at that you saw?
It was kind of over here where you seen it. But you know, fish tend to move, so it's probably not exactly there now.
All right.
As Una approaches, she probably more. Um,
She went back to her
Blackwell,
spell
Black,
she had.
yeah, Blackwell would kind of like turn its head if you heard footsteps. If I see it's you, then I'm gonna try to call you over again.
What do you want?
Just gonna silently hold out the idol.
Okay, it's a pig. What does it do?
If you summon this pig, it will innately cause chaos. This is what I found in the dungeon. I feel
Oh,
you can use it more than I can.
well, that's like you'll see Una's hair stop being like so bad, but it's still ashy a little bit. Thanks, I guess.
See, like the shape of a smile on Blackwell's bandages as he lays back down.
You need some healing or something? You don't look so great.
Um, I would kind of wave it off, say I just need some sleep.
You want a sleep spell? I can do that for you, you know.
I will chuckle and then ask for the sleep spell.
Alright, she'll cast it.
Like laugh, but like no, seriously. uh, okay.
Yeah, she'll cast it at a second level.
Yes. Let's see it.
Avril, I need you to roll me just a straight d20, please. Followed by a d100.
Oh, it didn't roll it.
78.
Nat 20, baby.
Nice, nice. Okay.
Yeah, you can add 2 more d8 on that one
Mm-hmm.
if you're doing it at second level.
Oh, right.
I think even with two eights, it's not going to be enough. But I'll just
Nope. She tried.
yeah, I'll just,
She tried.
I'll just pretend it worked and act like I'm asleep.
Oh, sleep good.
Very good.
And then she'll.
I hope these are good things.
What a softie. As they're finishing up that, I'd probably finish my spell. I'm gonna make a motion like I'm reaching to the ground, and powder from around the area starts gathering in a circle, and it builds up to a 3-story tower. I'm gonna burn a 4th level spell slot. I'll make the top 2 levels a bedroom, and then the bottom level will be a like little kitchen area, and then I'm gonna cast another one to the side. So I'll start in on that.
Wouldn't you want to do a 2-story first if we're trying to remain unseen still?
I need it to be big enough to house all of us. So if I do 2 of them, I can get 4 bedrooms. Somebody might have to double up or something like that, and then I can do a kitchen on one side and like a lounge on the other, or a washroom on the other. So
I was fine sleeping in the kitchen or sleeping outside. It's not worried about it.
So yeah, so we'll end up with basically 4 bedrooms, a kitchen, and a washroom. So it'll be
I mean,
two smaller towers. They're not very big round wise, but they'll stand up a little bit. With the jungle and everything around, it should cover it, unless somebody comes close to the island. If somebody comes
it's
close
like,
to the
where'd this
island,
castle come from?
if somebody comes close to the island, they caught us anyway. So the best case scenario that way is to just get behind me and let me talk first.
Mm-hmm.
And then punch.
No, then Una sends
Oh,
out the
don't
pig.
Yeah, the pig's better.
Yeah, send out the pig. Send out the new toy.
Did you show Una the pig, Mob?
It should be in everybody's inventory now.
Yeah,
Yes,
it came up on
Mine was
mine.
fine.
Yeah.
So, Avril, as you cast your line in, you have a pretty good feel of where these fish would probably like to swim. Throw your line in, cast it out, it only takes about a minute before you start to get a bite. It kind of like as you yank it to try to get it back in, it kind of jumps out of the water a little bit, and you see this vibrant blue fish kind of jump out before splashing back into the water. It's trying to pull away though. I need a contested athletics check, please. Actually, it's just strength check, not athletics bonus.
Oh, you want the fish to have a chance.
Doesn't have much of a chance, but still gets to fight a little bit.
I rolled terrible.
Ooh, yeah. Literally one above what he rolled. So
Nice.
you start to succeed by pulling the fish in. After you kind of struggle with it for a little bit, it's put up a little bit more fight than you thought it was going to. As you pull it out of the water, it's not super big, but it is a good, decent meal if you choose to eat it. But yeah, it's this bright blue fish that seems to turn a glassy white when it's handled.
Can I do a survival check or a nature check on it to see if it's edible or if it's like rare or something? Because I don't really know the wildlife on this planet, but I would know like basic wildlife shit.
Yeah, if you want to roll a survival check, you can see if it looks edible. Yeah, so nothing really throws any signs that it would be dangerous to eat. So it looks mostly edible, yeah.
Cool. I'd be like, Runner, are these good?
Are they?
You can roll a nature check if you want to try to see if you can determine what kind of fish this is.
I figured he might know because he was from here.
Yeah. This is a lot of fish. it looks edible to you, Runner, but yeah, if you want more information. Okay. Uh, um, yeah, so this looks to be a Metriaclima bonitos is what it's called. Definitely edible. It's typically people would use its scales to make some little bits of artwork after it is cleaned up and everything.
Yeah, they're quite delicious, especially cooked over a fire. You know, I would save the scales. They get really pretty if you dry them out.
Wonderful. Okay, we'll keep scales. And then he just like fucking like sticks a stick in the ground and like fucking spears a gill in and casts out again, trying to get some more fish.
Okay, you can roll a d20 and yeah, see what that ends up with.
Can I start walking up the dock?
Oh yeah, most certainly.
Cool.
As you start to head up the dock, Lonichek, you kind of hear this little in the air, kind of catches your attention as you're walking away. It kind of comes from this area. Just a little flutter.
Can I check it out?
Most certainly can. As you walk over to the crate, you see this little flap of paper sticking out from the backside of the crate.
Take my little fingies and pull that paper out.
Okay. Yeah, you find this map as you kind of unroll the piece of paper. Yeah.
Oh, okay. I just put it like in my bag.
Okay. What's your passive investigation?
13.
I think that's probably enough that you would notice that there's a. You notice that there looks to be a little bitty red X marked onto the map over in the. Do you see where Lot Nam is on the far right side of the map? Right in the center of
Oh,
the
on
little
on the
circle.
far right side of the map.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, I see it.
Yeah. So you do notice that little red X that's been drawn onto the map.
Can I look at this map and look around the X and try to see if the X is where I am?
Yeah, you can take a look. Go ahead and roll. Actually, you don't need to roll anything for it. You don't. It's hard to tell. Like it doesn't have any description of what this is, but you do see another little marking just above the X. It looks like a little bitty flag on an island.
Okay.
So,
Okay.
Avril, you have your pull in a lot longer. It seems like maybe the fish have got scared off or something. You kind of sit there for about 10 minutes or so, and nothing seems to be biting.
Damn. Try and find a different spot.
Yeah. You pull your line back in. You see that there's no more bait on the hook.
I was like, those sons of bitches. I just rebait it and cast it back in the same spot.
Okay. Go ahead and roll another d20 for me. How long does it take you to make your mansion thing, Runner?
It's 10 minutes per tower, so by now I probably would have finished the second one.
Okay.
It's
7.
gonna take a while to get fresh fish for everybody.
Yeah, it's starting to get close to another 10 minutes, and you realize that nothing's biting again.
Well, patience is a fisherman's game. He's just gonna keep doing this until he gets enough fish for everybody.
Okay, fair enough. Yeah, roll another d20.
Well, Una is sulking on the side there. She's also going to have her net cast out into the water.
Okay.
She also has a fishing tackle, so she's doing both.
And you said you're using a net?
Mm-hmm. She has a net and she has fishing tackle as well. So she's
Okay, you
using
can
both.
roll a d20 with advantage.
All right.
After I finish casting both towers, I'll walk around and just let everybody know that that we have lodging. There's some bedrooms out there, fully furnished. There's a kitchen, washroom for anybody who wants to get cleaned up.
All right. So Avril, you
Where'd you
kind of
find all the materials for that?
It's a spell I've been working on.
Fucking magic, right?
Well, I figured if we're going to be traveling on the plains, it'd be nice to have a place to sleep and get clean.
It's 12.
so Avril, you kind of are sitting there for another few minutes. You're kind of thinking this spot's maybe dried up, but then suddenly you start to get a bite on your hook. Go ahead and roll a d100. Una, you do catch something. However, it's quite small. Go ahead and roll a d100 with disadvantage.
Oh, 55.
Okay. Okay. So, Una, you kind of look in your net to see if you caught anything. You find a little fish squirming around. It's not very big, but it looks like an olive green fish with a prominent dorsal fin.
I make that little fish bait on my hook.
Okay. Avril, you rolled an 85. You can go ahead and roll a athletics or a strength check for me, please. Ooh, we got a nat 20.
Let's go. Gotta celebrate him.
Oh my god, he had a 23.
Ooh, let's
Oh
go.
my god.
Yeah, this
I was about as close.
whatever this fish is, it is pulling hard. Like the rod is about to snap. Like it's tugging hard. You're kind of just like yanking. Luckily, you're kind of experienced with fishing, so you know not to pull on it too hard. It's my snap. So you kind of give it a little. You give it some give every now and then, but it's a good fight. It's taken about 2 or 3 minutes before you can really pull it up to shore. Uh, Luna, did you say you wanted to cast yours back out again? Okay. So Avril, you finally get it up after a couple minutes. You pull it up, and it's trying to get back in the water. It's going back down, but you see this 85. You see a greenish gray fish with tusk jutting from its mouth, and it's like as you pull it into the air, it's kind of like slashing back and forth.
I fucking grab it, punch it down into the ground.
Okay. All right. Yeah, you jam it into the ground. It seems to knock it out. It's kind of like flopping around, but
Thank you,
it's like
Darth.
kind of seems
Appreciate you.
confused.
I just do the quick fucking tap to the back of the neck, break its neck. This is a big old fish, isn't it?
It's a pretty good size. It's considered medium, but that is quite large for a fish.
Hell yeah. I'm just like, oh, hell yeah. Runner, these good to eat. I hold this one up. This is like half the size of me.
Do I recognize these?
Go ahead and roll another nature check.
Avril like knows all the fish where he's from, so he just expects everybody else to just know all the fish and animals from where they're from.
What's your nature modifier?
Oh, my nature. It's a +5, so 19.
Perfect. Okay. So yeah, you know this fish pretty well. It's a pretty common fish. They're known to be a little ferocious if you're in the water with them. But they're nicknamed orcfish. They're a little tough to eat, but they're definitely edible.
You're gonna have to cook them a little longer to soften it up, but they're good.
Aha! Throws it down. And now, so with those two fish, is there enough for everybody to get some fresh fish?
Probably not to get full per se, but it'd be a good snack for what you got here.
All right, he casts in again. Let's go.
Okay.
Because he still has no idea that Una's also fishing.
Okay, Una, did you say you're throwing yours back in?
Yes, I'm putting it on my hook and tossing it in.
Okay, are you doing a net again, or are you throwing a line?
I'm doing both the whole time.
Oh, you're doing both. Okay. You can go ahead and roll a d20 with advantage for the net and a straight d20 for the pole.
All right. That's the advantage one. Ooh.
10. Okay.
And
Oh man.
that's a one for the net. It was a good net. It lasted well.
Okay. So the net does catch something else small, but go ahead and roll another d100 with disadvantage.
All right.
Okay,
13.
Oh yeah, I forgot about that, Nichek. Yes, they do. They very much do. They just start to wither and turn to black, like ashy dust almost.
I think I'd stop at that point.
Okay. Una, well, Admiral, do you catch something? Go ahead and roll a D100 for me, please. For 13. Uh, okay. Can you roll me one more D100, Una?
Oh, there we
48.
go. What do we got? Oh, I'm scared because that was a that one.
Okay, so you get this tiny little fish. This muddy fish is blotched with green and brown patterns and has small roots emerging from its body. It's kind of a nasty looking little thing. Uh, but as you're kind of looking at it, uh, you look back where you kind of left your pole in a stand. It seems to be gone. Something got it.
Oh, fuck.
Avril, you got a 41. Okay. Yeah, you feel another big fish on the line. Go ahead and roll a contested strength check for me, please. Not going to be a very good one for this one. So.
Come on. Good number. That's not a great number.
So Nietzsche, you said you're standing still there. Are you just going to stand there at the edge, or?
Yeah. Like, would you let me like be to the point where like one of the flowers just like withered and died before I stopped?
Yeah,
Cool.
You're kind of looking for it. You notice that these there's a couple purple flowers sprouting from that one. You get up close, you see one of the as you're approaching, one of the leaves to it starts to like roll up, and then the one of the flowers just turns black. And the rest of the plant's kind of wilted a little bit, but not quite dead.
Okay. Yeah. Yeah, I think I would just stay there still.
Okay. Man, Avril, you kind of fine. So you still are able to pull it in.
Yes. Give me the fish.
You're fighting with it. You pull up a huge, thick-bodied steel blue fish with whiskers that is covered in slime.
This is kind of like knock it out too.
Okay.
Hold it up. This one. Kind of grossed out, but like it's a fish. He's eating worse.
13. Okay. Yeah, you kind of look at it. You're not sure what kind exactly it is, but you know it's a catfish. Catfish are typically edible.
Yeah. Yeah, it looks good.
All right. Now I have to have enough to make food for everybody, right?
Yeah, you feel like you got enough for a pretty good sized dinner here.
Okay, I gather up all the fish, the nasty one in one hand and the other one's in the other. And I'm like, all right, where's campfire?
Kitchen's on this side. The washroom's on that side.
Well, here. She just holds the fish down. This one doesn't know how to do a kitchen.
I'll take it in there, put it on a table, and then start cleaning it.
Okay. Una, did you want to keep the fish that you caught, or are you going to throw it back, or what are you going to do?
She is going to angrily throw it back.
Okay. Yeah, you toss it back out into the water. Are you going to try to go for another one, or are you...
No, she's giving up. She's like, fucking, I'm going to eat rations.
Okay. Blackwell, are you doing anything in the meantime?
I would lay there until an hour's passed. After that, I would probably get up, see the tower, and walk towards it.
Okay. Yeah, you can complete a short rest if you haven't done that already.
When I was walking around telling everybody that lodging was up, if I saw he was asleep, I put it in chat. I would have nudged him and let him know that lodging was up if he wanted to go to bed.
Um. All right. So, you're heading back. Avril, you're heading back. Runner, you said you're gonna try to fry up these fish.
Yeah, I'll try to do what like I was 17 when I got whisked off to Strixhaven. So what I learned from my parents and watch them doing, I'll try to clean the fish and
Okay.
see at least I've cook it over the
I
fire.
can help you prepare it and stuff. I just don't know how to use anything in the kitchen for cooking.
There's a magical fireplace in there, so honestly, I don't either. So I'm just gonna like act like that's a fireplace or that's a campfire.
If Una walks in and sees what you guys are doing, she's just gonna go burning hands and walk over and grab one of the fish and start cooking it.
Oh, well, I guess that's convenient. Can you do the rest of these? I'll slide them over.
Sure. But I claim biggest portions.
That's fine with me. I'll go have a seat.
Fine.
Wait.
Yeah, as you guys wait on Una to make dinner for you.
You're
Thanks to help
welcome.
The fishing didn't go so well, but the cooking turns out great. You got great control over how you sear these fish. You kind of make a nice little dish here. You take some little bit of herbs you had in your spell pouch that you know is flavorful and kind of sprinkle it over the top.
When I'm walking over to the towers, if I see Nichek over on the bridge, I want to do encode thoughts and give him a picture of Pestachu out of my head.
Okay. So you're just
As I'm
dropping
handing it.
What's that?
Yeah, as I'm handing it, just the thought written. If as I'm handing it to him, I'd be like, you probably want to make a card out of him.
Okay.
I would do that like the standard office walk by smile, like just the flat smile, like and then like
Yeah.
the nod.
Yeah, I wouldn't wait for Nichek to say anything. I'd walk on by afterwards.
Okay.
Because I know he's still got a lot of process as well.
Okay, so I guess everybody goes into the maybe not Nichek, but everybody else goes into the housing areas here that Runner has set up.
I'd go back outside after the food got started to get cooked. I'd just be sitting in the hand, chilling outside. Just being outside in nature that's not trying to murder me.
How high do those fingers go up in the air?
The tallest one, being the middle finger, rises to about 15 feet in the air.
As soon as everybody is like in the towers, can I just like run as fast as I can to that middle finger and like clamber to the top of it?
Ken, as you start to walk up to this tree to kind of like make sure the coast is clear, you do see Avril's resting in the palm of the hand, kind of just taking in the sun.
I mean, I already committed to it because just walking, I know what happens when I get close to a plant now.
Yeah. Okay.
So I'm just kind of trying to test that. Like, what does that actually look like? So I'm just running by as fast as I can.
Okay.
Let me know what happens.
So you full speed run and try to you said you're going to try to jump on top of the finger or climb it?
Yeah. I mean, I feel really limber now. Like my acrobatics is now a +5 instead of a +0. So I would like to use that if I can.
Sure. Yeah. You take off full sprint as fast as you can towards this middle finger. You kind of like almost like a pole dance to try to climb up. You kind of swing your way around it, and you kind of just find little nooks and quickly climb up it. It looks kind of creepy, Avril, as he kind of like spider crawls up this thing, but he kind of takes a seat up at the top. Nichek, you look back at where you came from.
Mm-hmm.
You just see a line of brown grass behind you.
I would
Avril,
look at
like-
that and then look at Avril.
Avril like looks down and looks back up at him. He's not pleased.
I would look
Like-
back there, look at Avril back there, like, oh, yeah, that's not good.
I'm starting to really not like mask.
I mean, I didn't know that was going to happen.
Will this happen all the time?
Well, I mean, you've seen me run through the grass before. It looks like it's all dead.
You need to figure. Yeah, I fucking noticed. As it was really pretty a minute ago. I was really digging it, and now, the fuck is this?
I don't know. That's why I'm up here. I walked next to that flower and it just started to shrivel up. But I don't just want to stay on the dock the whole time.
It's,
Like, it looks fine.
Avril's like having difficulty processing this. Like he's just like, why?
All right. Don't
My
get mad.
my nature.
Don't get mad.
Um, I'm not happy.
I
That's
just-
very true. I am not happy. So, like, we got to get rid of that thing, right? Like, it's got to go.
I just don't get mad. And I like walk over like backwards towards the tree.
Oh man. Okay.
Oh no.
I just gotta know. And I like close my eyes and like just go back and look for the tree. Like, and then like hand behind me, like wait till I feel the tree stump. You know?
Okay. Yeah, as you kind of place your hand on the tree and you close your eyes, you are, going to open your eyes back up, but you kind of open your eyes up and you seem to be in this like very dark, dilapidated house, laying on a bed.
Oh what?
Yeah, you seem to be like you wake up and you're just laying in bed and there's this dark house and you can hear some female voices chattering outside the doorway.
What the hell? I get up and
Did
go.
I see anything?
Let's go
Yeah, you-
listen at the
you-
door.
You see Nichek standing there with his eyes closed, his hand up against the tree.
Uh,
Uh,
yeah, you said there was a door, and I hear noise on the other
Is
side
the
of the
tree
door.
okay?
the flowers start to turn from this pink to this like shriveled brown color. Almost. It's kind of slow though. It's a slow process. But yes, there was voices on the other side of the door.
Yeah, very quietly, like, I don't recognize where I am at all, right?
Not at all.
Okay. Yeah, very quietly, like tiptoe over to the door and try to listen.
Okay. Yeah, you kind of listen, and you hear one of the females say, "Look, I don't know what to do. I've tried everything for him. Just doesn't seem to be getting better. This fever is awful." And the other nurse says, "What about the?" I gotta look up the name of this.
I'm like feeling my forehead.
Okay. Yeah, there's like this cold sweat over your forehead right now.
Okay. I like look around the room. Do I see a mirror in the room anywhere?
Roll a d4. I'll tell you. I'm not completely sure.
3.
3. No, there is no mirror in the room.
Okay. Uh,
So the gist of what she says is that there is she tells her that, like, ask her what about this something root. I'm looking for the name right now of it, but she, the other voice kind of talks back to her and says, you know, if we couldn't use that, that'll have bad effects. Uh, who knows what'll happen? She says, well, that's all the only chance I have of saving my brother, and I'm going to find it. And you hear a door slam, and the first voice says, Liliana, no, wait. And the voices kind of stop.
I look down at my hands. Do I see like a familiar sight or a not familiar sight?
A not very familiar sight. Like, it looks like to be the size of your hands, but they're like kind of gray. They feel clammy.
Okay. But they're definitely not like armored.
No, not at all. You kind of look around and you're in this like kind of just crappy cloth clothes. Looks like a hospital gown almost.
I reach for the doorknob and open the door.
You open the door and you're standing there looking at Avril once again. Avril, you're looking back and you see this tree it's just start to turn this ashy gray color as like all the color seems to sink into its roots, and the limbs, all the flowers start to fall off and kind of rain around Nietzsche.
Yeah, if I would have started to yell at him as soon as I noticed like the tree was dying behind him, I'd be like, "No, stop it! Get away from that!"
Wouldn't have heard any response.
And yeah, then I would have jumped up and grabbed him and like pulled him away from him and like, "Look, I'm killing him for no reason."
That's whenever you get shaken awake, Nietzsche.
What? And I look back and see the tree, and I'm like, oh. It's probably a good thing we didn't go to the forest, huh?
Yes, I agree. I kind of just like pull him away and like set him down on the finger, as far away from all the trees as I can get him. It's like, this is not good.
I mean,
now you can't go out in any type of nature without killing it all. And if we can't hide anymore outside, so many bad things. It's antithesis. It's death. You're just death walking around.
Death isn't bad. You know how much things are born
it's
from
not
death?
Good either.
I mean, as long as we don't die, it's fine, right?
I mean, that's not always good. If everything else dies and we live, then what's the point?
I mean,
nothing should die if we can help it, unless it's natural. This isn't natural. This tree would be fine if it was not for you. Mask.
I mean, I guess.
Many things are brought to life by life as well. Death should be natural. It should not be forced.
What should I do?
You need to find a way to make it not do that. The power is fine, but the price is not worth it, yeah?
I haven't even tested the power. Maybe it is worth it. If this is what I do when I'm not even trying, what can I do when I try?
Essence root is what it was called.
Probably something much more like that. And do you want that? Just killing everything around you?
Well, if it means that I can protect you guys.
Well, you couldn't stop it from killing the tree next to you, and you say you want to try and make it bigger. What says you can stop it from killing us?
Well, I guess I just have to believe in myself. I won't hurt you.
You should have researched this more.
I
It
I
seems like you kind of jumped the gun on this one a little bit.
I mean it's fine. Everything's gonna be fine. I, it'll be fine. We just need to go somewhere else. Maybe that doesn't. I look. I know you like the trees. I know that you. I mean, I know this is kind of like what you want, but like we're not fighting Nicobolas here. So like,
No, but we need time to rest,
yeah,
recuperate.
yeah.
You think you can go take him on right now,
No,
as you are?
no by
You don't
myself.
even know how to
No,
use that thing.
you're
No,
right.
but we all need to get to where we can fight them together. It's all going to be us together. You can't do it on your own.
I
Power is
I couldn't do it
not
before
one
I got
person's
this mask either.
None of us could.
I,
That's why we were getting more powerful. And I understand the power. I get it. It's tempting. Why do you think I studied the mana so hard? To gain the power that it has given me and understand it. But I heard a lot of people with this power too. I understand what having too much power can sometimes do. I killed my best friend. That's why I do not kill anyone unless I have to.
I mean,
Just because I was too powerful.
death is a part of life. Maybe it's our job to just speed it up a little bit sometimes.
Yes, but it shouldn't be our decision.
I mean, do we ever really make decisions when people
I
should?
believe I believe everything is a decision.
And I decided that I need to protect you guys. I'm tired of being the one that you're pulling out of the pit all the time, Avril. I don't want to do that. I don't want to be that guy anymore.
I can understand that. But are you sure you can handle it is the only thing. You can't take power on without the power to be able to control it.
If I
And it's
can't,
just using you.
then at least I won't be a burden to you guys anymore.
What kind of deal did you make for this thing?
Um, I
What was
don't.
that? You broke up, brother.
I don't know that I made any deal.
You keep saying how if it doesn't work, then you won't work anymore. So you know something.
Well,
you have to tell
well,
us.
I mean, like, i- if there's that much power and I try to use it and I can't, like, what else could happen? I blow up. I blow
Well-
everybody up. I implode. Well, I mean, what?
What if you become like the thing that we were trying to stop, and we end up having to stop you instead? Instead of gaining all the power to help protect us, you become the thing that we need to kill.
Well, then I just won't use.
These are the things.
Then I just won't use it.
Try not to use it until you understand it, at least. Small increments, baby steps. Because again, if it can already do that, at least try to stop it from doing that, and then you can control that much, and then see what you can use it for. Unless you
Maybe.
don't have any control over it, and then that's a whole nother problem.
So at this point, Una, you make your way outside, and you see Avril sitting in the palm of the giant hand in the center of the island. Nietzsche sitting atop one of the fingers. They're kind of walk out in the last portion of a conversation that they're having. Runner, you follow behind Una and you come out to see a similar sight. The talking has stopped.
What the fuck has happened with all the dead shits?
Yeah, you've certainly got the wither part down, but it seems like your bloom is off balance.
I don't know how to bloom yet.
I think that's the part you're going to need to work on next because this isn't tenable. We can't, like, imagine us trying to hide in a jungle and everything starts dying around us. We're immediately going to get caught.
That's why I was saying. At least we didn't go straight into the jungle.
Well, if we go to Ixalan, one of the planes that we're supposed to go to for our mission, then it's all we know about it is it's got jungles and dinosaurs and z- zombie or undead pirates. It's kind of unclear, but there's like a lot going on there, and it seems a wild, overgrown environment. We're gonna have a very hard time there.
Can't wait to box a T-Rex.
Yeah,
Well,
I don't know.
Here's something that I'm going to bring up because we didn't discuss this before we all went to Innistrad. What what are we supposed to be looking for next, anyways? I mean, we know we're supposed to go to these other planes, but what exactly are we grabbing? Do we all know what we need?
Well, I could tell you what we can get at those planes, like with the specifics that we've been sent for, but we've also been given. I mean, the way they framed it was a suggestion. It's really up to us to become more powerful and determine what that looks like.
We're looking
Uh,
for weapons to kill a god, essentially. It's a freaking dragon.
I'm gonna
so
get myself a plate. Nee, you want some of this fish? I'll grab you some.
Yeah,
Let
I'm
me-
gonna stay up here though.
if we go
Yes,
to
I
Amen
understand.
Ket, if we go to Amen Ket, there's a spear there that is supposed to be really powerful, but we got to do something called the Trial of the Five Gods to accomplish it. Um, there's a couple planeswalkers they sent us to talk to. One on Theros named Gideon Jura, and another one on Kaladesh named Chandra Nalar. We don't know anything about either one. And
Me
then there's
Una know
some
about Chandra.
unambiguous artifacts on Ixalan that Bolus apparently wants, and we're supposed to get it before he can. And then the last suggestion was to find Ugin, Bolus's twin brother, as an ally. His power may be able to help us take down Bolus.
Are we wasting time by
Well,
not getting the thing that Bolus is after then?
I feel like we should go to Ixalan then.
I
That seems
agree.
impressive.
I agree. Ixalan does seem the route to go, but we're running into the issue of how do we hide on Ixalan or even be secretive of all with the world dying around us.
He said
Maybe
he's working on it.
There's working on it, and then there's knowing what you're getting into, which he clearly went bonehead maneuver.
hey, it's fine.
In
No,
hindsight,
she gestures around her. This is not fine. I'm about controlled chaos, but this is not controlled.
No, this is it's fine. Everything dies. It's just happening faster.
Look,
I mean, that from the perspective of the cycle of life, sure.
mhm.
But if it's dying when we're hiding in a bush, that's going to be a problem.
I understand that much. I don't really have a plan for
That we need to solve. So we can sit and we can argue decisions made. Una, I agree. Nietzsche, you should have thought this out a little bit further. There's unintended consequences, and now that's further difficulties. But we're here. There's nothing that we can't go back. So the only thing we can do now is we've got a problem. We need to solve this problem, and then we need to get back to what we're supposed to be doing.
I have an idea to solve the problem. We take the mask off him.
I don't know
It
that.
doesn't look like a mask now. It looks like a face.
Yeah, I
Coming
don't
back out is
know
like-
how easy that would be.
Coming back out says, well, by what he was saying, he was just like fish in fish in his mouth, like one of the heads that wasn't cooked. Like it was like what he was saying. I don't think he can take it off, or else it might kill him or something. Here you go, and he
Yep.
hands him a plate of like actual cooked
Fine.
fish.
If we can't get him to take it off, let's find a way to dampen it then. Just enough to where it's not going to leave this every time he walks somewhere. And Una's gonna pull out the parts of Nichek's old mask from her bag. Runner, maybe you can do something with this.
If we're gonna try that, we're gonna have to go back to the facilities on Ravnica.
I don't want that mask anymore.
No, this is to dampen it. Like you only have to wear it for a little while, and then you can pull it off when you need to. And it's just so that look, as mad as I am at you right now for all of this, I'm going to still try to help you as much as I don't want to.
I mean, help me with what?
Not get us killed.
I'm not going to get you killed. You know what?
People can
If
find us.
then
They will.
then you know what? I'll just go the other way. I'll be the decoy.
And then
Well,
how
that's
are
not.
you supposed to protect us if you're not with us?
That is true. Then why did you get the mask if you're not going to be with us?
Well, maybe the mask is going to have to work different ways in different places. If we're in a forest, maybe my role is different than if we're in a stone-filled cave with no mushrooms or anything that's alive.
I mean, what you're describing does work in an emergency, but if we're traveling from point A to point B and we're leaving a dead trail to say where we went, that's also problems.
Wait a minute. Does he have to touch the thing to make it die? That gives me an idea.
No, it seems to just be an area around him. I would say maybe 10, 15 feet.
What if we found a way to make Nietzsche float? To where he can't leave a trail.
I think it's only, what, 5 feet, Nietzsche?
It's 10 feet.
10 feet, okay.
I mean, what are we going to do? Turn him into a balloon, like a child's toy on a string?
Well, I have been working on polymorph. I mean, yeah, I mean, Brecken could do it in a snap of our fingers, but
That's another thing. We need to take care of the Brecken problem. I believe Blackwell said that he was going to need some resources for that. So it'd be another reason to hop by Ravnica real quick, get what he needs to serve, bring Brecken back and see if possibly we can find something that will help Nietzsche at least balance out this effect so that he can try to suppress it. Even if it's not a situation we cover up, then maybe there's some skill or something you could learn. I think Ghostfire would know a lot more. They have a lot more experience with this kind of thing.
It may be prudent.
maybe a quick stop over in Ravnica is probably a good idea before we jump to the next place. Maybe get our bearings, maybe some research on what we're going for a little more deeper, because obviously to get more powerful, the things we need to know what we're going after.
That's fair.
Tell
Maybe we
Jake
could
about Liliana as well.
and we'll try to learn more about Ixalan when we're there. We'll research as much as we can and then go in a little bit more knowledgeable this time.
Definitely, because honestly, I think we almost walked in. We fought a freaking dragon. Well, we ran from a dragon, but like that's nothing like Bolus.
Yeah. Angels, demons, werewolves. We just stayed barely ahead of every threat. So, yeah.
So yeah, maybe going back to Strixhaven or not Ravnica for like a day or two to do our homework, like
Well, look
we
at
did in
neat.
Strixhaven.
Also, look at Nietzsche and go, can you imagine if you had had this effect on Innistrad? We would have had a trail leading right after us the whole time.
No, that place was mostly dead anyways.
Yeah, but through the forest, the swamp, like it would have been a trail leading right to the dragon. They would have known we were coming for a long time, especially because the angel and everything was flying. They would have seen us from the air.
Well, not really, because remember most of the thing with chasing that angel, I was a freaking chimera, which I
Well,
really can't wait to try to make myself become.
there was some creature right before we got to the end. There was some person that was flying through the air. It didn't look like the angel. It looked like something else.
Oh yeah, that thing.
So Nietzsche, there's like a bit of an endorphin rush. It kind of almost feels like the same feeling you get when you eat some food, but just very subtle.
Okay.
Blackwell, you're kind of laying on a bed right now, kind of peeking in the window, right?
Yeah.
So as you kind of like start to get this pain on your side, you kind of roll over and to get off of it a little bit, and you notice that like your skin seems to be like rotting off. You see like your hip bone kind of showing through where the laceration was in your side, and you kind of like poke at it a little bit, and just a swarm of flies comes out and flies through the window.
Does Una see this happen?
You can roll a perception check for me.
Sure.
When I made that tower, those flies were not there.
Where are you, runner? It still shows you're in the tower.
Duh. Which is my
No,
exact passive perception. Lovely.
Yeah,
I
I would have been
don't-
at
I
least
don't-
over here.
I don't think 12 is gonna be able to notice it. It's kind of a faint thing from where he's at. 'Cause he's like on the second floor, I think. It might be on the
Alright.
first floor.
Yeah, my dark vision's in red, so
Yeah. Yeah, so that's what happens to you, Black. Well,
Rotten on the inside once again.
all right. So you guys finish your meal, have a little chat outside. What's kind of the plan you guys are thinking to do next? Like what I know you guys were discussing like where to go next.
I would say back to Ravnica. Just to get some research and maybe find something that might help me with the dead trail.
Yeah, and then to Ixalan.
Yeah, I agree with that plan as well.
Go to Kitty's Ixalan.
Nichek, you on board for this? You gonna participate?
Yeah, wherever you guys think we should go.
You're not gonna wander or run off whenever you get to Ravnica, are you?
I don't have anywhere I need to be.
Blackwell has some thoughts about Ixalan, but he's not with the group right now, so.
It'll definitely come up before we get that far.
All right. So are you guys gonna try to take a long rest here first, or are you gonna try to quicken the pace and try to head there now? It's about probably a little after 3 p.m., closer to 4 p.m. about this time.
I would recommend that we sleep and leave in the morning. Maybe even like really early morning before light.
Get the minimum rest and then head out. I like that idea. I need to get my bearings anyways. And I need to go talk to Blackwell about Bracken right now. And Una's gonna go find Blackwell in the tower.
Okay.
I assume Una would walk in as I'm looking at the wound.
Yeah. Yeah.
Son of a bitch.
I would just nonchalantly, like not hurriedly, just cover it up like it's nothing.
Okay.
How can I help you?
Hey, so we were talking about where we're possibly going. And you said you could possibly bring Bracken back. We were thinking of making a pit stop back at Ravnica. Wanted to get your way in before, if you can or not. Because if not, this is a nice place. I was thinking of burying her, but if you can actually get her back, I'll bring her with us.
I was able to suspend her body right after she went down. So I should be able to restore her if we are able to find some diamonds in Ravnica. We have a few days before the suspension wears off.
All right. Well, we're probably not going to be there long because we're going to do research, possibly. But here, can you hold on to her body because I can't anymore. I can't.
Can I be listening at the door?
Yeah, you'd probably be noticed by Runner and Avril doing so, but
Just watching the brown trail of grass follow. Just
Yeah, I wouldn't say anything. I know both of them are just very, very disappointed in me right now. Just like,
Okay.
yeah, try to be like, unless they stop me from walking into the tower, that's where I would go.
no, I'm looking at the dirt and then
Yeah.
glancing at Avril.
Avril's like, he goes in the tower. He waits till he goes in the tower. Then he's like, I'm going for a fucking swim. And then just goes off and just walks into the water.
okay.
If everybody's out of sight, I'm just gonna like fall back into some grass and just stare at the sky for a bit and just take it all in.
Okay.
back
Yes,
home.
Avril, you kind of take a dip into the water, and Runner, you kind of lay back, finally feeling a sense of peace since you've left Strixhaven. Like this is the air smells like sweet almost. It's just kind of it's a complete relief to be back here, but sadly, you gotta go again pretty soon.
Yeah, it's probably a little bit of melancholiness would kick in right then. The feeling of feeling home, but like home is also a really far away.
Right?
I do actually go through the process of taking off all my armor, so it's going to take me a second.
Okay.
Oh, we have a naked Avril. Uh-oh.
As Una hands me Brecken's body, I would kind of silently take it and gently place it in one of my pockets um, before continuing by mentioning that um, I also had experienced loss a few years before Strixhaven happened. I would explain how the accident flung all the people I was closest to um, into what was seemed to be the blind eternities at the time. Being so close to it is what changed my body into this uh, weird, stretched out form that it is in now. He would like hold out his hand. You could like you've never really paid attention to it before, but you can tell like his fingers are oddly longer than they should be. His limbs are longer than they should be. He's like, I wasn't always this tall, and I used to have a face. um, he's like, yeah, after that accident, I um kind of became a violent madman. It might have also been a side effect of the mutation. I have that in my notes, but also I feel like I may have lost hope at the time. But after hearing some word about um, that there is a possibility that those people are out there, um, I came back, and now I hold on to that hope, and that is why I continue doing what I do today.
Yeah, well, I've lost one person before all this, before even Strixhaven, but there's a reason I wanted to do everything myself, and I'm scared I'm going back to that.
Um, Blackwell would solemnly nod. It's like, it's good to take time to reflect and meditate. Get in touch with who you are and think about what you want to become and where you want to be.
Una rolls her eyes. Of course, I should have expected that from you.
Blackwell will
No.
chuckle again for laying back down gently, remembering that the body of Brecken is in his pocket.
Don't squish her. She's already squished enough. Well, she's on fire, so it's like. Well, I'm. I got hurt, Blackwell, and I've told Nee this. Somebody hurt me bad, and I felt better alone, and I want to go back to that, but I wasn't sane, and I'm scared that that's going to happen to Nee.
Nia is still very young and impressionable. He's still trying to find his place in this wild world, and he found out the world is a lot bigger than he was originally led to believe it was. Um, Perhaps we just need to see him through this, and one day he'll um, realize that what he needs isn't just power.
Yeah, well, I'm more worried about him becoming the person I lost. I can't go through that again. Not again. Ever again. Because they wanted
Um,
power too, they got it, and it destroyed them.
Blackwell will
Ready?
look at Una and he'll say, "Then make sure it doesn't happen in Egypt."
Been trying. Haven't you noticed? It kind of failed him.
You haven't felt him yet. He's still there.
Yeah, well, he put on that goddamn mask before any of us could even look at it. I mean, that's the second time. The first time, I couldn't stop him because he was off on his own and we were at a freaking ball. This time, I stood right there and watched him do it because I was doing something else. And I'm blaming myself.
It's like, I get that. I still blame myself for what happened. And it's, not something that you should feel that you're wrong about or that you have to apologize to anybody for. The past is past, and there's nothing that can be done about it. But what you can change is the future.
Yeah. Well, maybe a step backwards is what I need right now. But thanks
Yep.
for the
Sometimes
advice.
yes, of course, we know. Just remember, sometimes taking a step back will just give you a better look at what you couldn't see before.
Yeah, well, I hate hurting and I hate pain and I hate feeling like this and I hate everything.
Just remember that pain lets you know you're alive.
Yeah, do you think Runner will be mad if I catch this whole island on fire before we leave, just so we can cover up Nichek's little death thing that's going on outside when he walks on stuff?
Could you say that one more time? I'm sorry.
Do you think Runner will be mad if she burns this whole island down before we leave?
Kind of think about it for a second, and you're like, yeah, probably.
Maybe just a little fire, just something to just. I'm gonna go find something to burn and throw it in the water.
Have Avril build you a big old bonfire. You can throw stuff in it.
Yeah, I'm gonna go find him. Make look. Yeah, you know what? I cooked dinner, by the way. If you're hungry, because I don't know if you ate, but yeah, there's food.
Well, thank you.
No problem. By the way, you should really get whatever's happening with you looked at when we're back in Ravnica. I mean,
I know.
like, believe it or not, I may be super worried about knee check right now. I'm blaming myself and all this other bullshit, but um, you know, I know everyone else can hold their own as well as him, but you you don't die on us. You got that?
I got that, Una.
Okay. All right. I'm gonna go find Avril and ask him to build me a very big pile of wood, and I'm gonna go set that bitch on fire. Not Avril, the bonfire.
Yeah.
And then she's going to acrobatically jump out the window because she can't.
Woo!
And she's going to use Featherfall as she does it, just to make
Okay.
it look cool.
Okay. So real quick, let me check. So there is a slight possibility that you can. However, it's going to take all of the power from your mask to try to attempt it. And even still, the odds aren't very good, but there is a possibility.
So I would have to use my mask to use the amulet
To funnel enough energy into the amulet to
do it
that.
by myself.
Right.
Okay. Okay.
So I'll let that decision be up to you, but that's kind of what you kind of understand about the situation.
Okay.
Okay. So Una, you said you're dipping out of the tower window.
Yeah, she kind of does like the backflip thing out the window, and
Are
then
you
casts Featherfall so she can land safely.
okay? Yeah, you kind of do a little flip, and you kind of like have your legs out as you gracefully fall down to the ground. Kind of give a bow, even though there's no one there, just for shits and giggles.
Yep.
If I see her do it, I'll give it a little clap.
You see a Renner standing below the tree with his shirt off, kind of just letting the wind blow through his hair.
Fabio
All
ended
right.
up.
Oh God! Please tell me people aren't getting naked now.
Well, you got
Uh,
Runner and Avril naked now. Hand of men.
Hey, Runner, can I make a bonfire? Like, I want to blow some shit up or something. I got some rage.
Can we do it after nightfall? Because then people won't see the smoke. The glow won't be a problem, but the smoke might be a problem during the daytime.
All right. Well, fine.
This hand here is pretty resilient. If you just want to hit that a couple times.
Can I light this hand on fire?
You can certainly try. Try and
There's
nail one
only
of those
one way to
fingernails.
find out.
Try to get one of those fingernails off.
Going to the middle finger.
Okay.
And she's going to pull out her flame blade and start whacking at it to try to get it to light on fire.
As you do, you hit it a few good times. You can feel it make good connection. But this seems to be old, ancient stone, and it's stood the test of time. But after a while, you start to think that there's not going to be a whole lot getting through this stone.
At this point, it's just a punching bag.
Yeah.
Which she needs.
Yeah, definitely it helps loosen up some of the tension for sure.
I'll lay back down, not look, not watch, so that she has time not to feel, to be on her own, figure things out.
Blackwell, you hear a knock at your door.
I just shout, "Come in!"
You doing okay there, bud?
Yeah. What do you need, Nietzsche?
What do you know about this place?
Well, Runner called it Dominaria. I haven't done much research on it, so I can't
So
really say much.
I would pull out that map and like show Blackwell the map with like the X and the little flag. Be like,
Okay.
I was trying to figure out if we were like here or not. Do you think like do you know anything about this? I got this map.
It's like, wow, this place is big.
That's
Well,
yeah.
there seem to be lots of islands dotting around here, but we seem to be surrounded by a landmass. So, if I had to guess, I would imagine we were somewhere, and I'd like point at this outcropping in the middle. But that's just a guess. I'm not exactly great at this kind of thing. I'm a magical scientist.
Renner just seems pretty worried that like his people are gonna find us. Do you remember if he ever told us where his people were from?
Runner has told us some history about himself. Um, I'm not sure how far into his history he went, but he's told us about himself.
I think it would only gone as far as like my people live on an island and they've been they're like rebuilding some ruins. Probably
Okay.
not further than that.
Yeah.
So, Apple, as you kind of like are floating on your back and trying to kind of like dip into the flow of mana through the plane once again, um, you kind of like it almost sounds like it's talking to you, but not in any physical kind of words. It kind of seems to like start to flow through your body. It seems to kind of be like acting as the water is a conduit for it to flow. It's it's powerful. Like it seems old. Like you kind of can feel back in a time almost, and it feels like this touches the very beginnings of time. Uh, but there is slight a slight disturbance. As you kind of like peer deeper into the mana, you kind of get this feeling that something's fragile about it. Like even with its power, it seems to be like you can hear echoes of people tapping into it constantly. It seems like it's almost. It kind of almost gives you the feeling that it's at the breaking point.
Interesting. Like it's stressed. Like it's almost like a overburdened pipe.
Yes. Yeah, it's like a bag of water with a bunch of holes in it. It's about ready to bust.
Interesting. And it seems like is there like an area that I can sense that it feels more stressed out, or is it just in general the mana just gives off that vibe?
It's kind of just a vibe from the mana. It doesn't like give you a specific location. Like it, yeah, it doesn't give you a specific location or anything like that. It just seems like yeah, yeah. It kind of gives you the vibe that it's at its breaking point.
All right. I will probably go and go back onto shore and gonna just talk to Runner and be like, Runner, what is it like? What do they do here? The mana in this world's like about to pop or something. It's like stressed. It's like a balloon with a bunch of holes in it.
Oh, that's interesting. I've never felt anything like that. I honestly I can't tell you. We're still trying to learn what's going on here. My people lived here really long time ago. I can't even tell you exactly how long. It's been generations, but they were taken somewhere else. Another plan called Mirrodin. They lived there for a while, and then this was before I was born, but events took place that we ended up being thrown back here. So for most of my life, I've traveled with my family trying to map out and learn what's changed in the time that we were gone. We only have stories that have been passed down.
Would it lead me to believe like how I felt from the mana that something bad might happen like in the future if like the current trend continues?
Yeah, I'd say you could probably get that vibe out of it. Yeah.
I'd be like, yeah. Then I'd be like, well, whatever they're doing now, it's not going to be good. It's like it's like a it's like a volcano where it's letting off little steam things. Just hasn't blown up yet.
Is this a regional thing or a plane wide thing?
Would I have been able to like guess that it's like there's certain areas that are doing this, like more populated areas, or would it just been like because it's just like a vibe that I got for the mana, so it'd be like I don't really know if it is based on area or anything, but I would assume there's something's going on where they're tapping in and
Mob, you're dirty.
punching big holes and taking it out of the mana, like almost like harming it or sucking it out or something. So I would assume in concentrated areas from that feeling, but it has to be prevalent enough to this mana stream.
Oh
is insanely
man,
powerful. It's more powerful than any other worlds we've been on yet. But it's almost like it's at its like critical mass.
oopsies. That's all I'm gonna say.
From that, would I gather that
Oopsies.
this is something that my people might be up to, or is this
Oh
You can go ahead and roll a history check. And Una, you're making a mess over there. Just a flaming hot mess.
Yeah, she just pulls out that wand of webbing and just goes whack, whack, whack between like the fingers and is like, sticky fingers. And then she'll cut through one of them with her blade to make it light on fire.
And catches it all on fire. Just
look, fire fingers, and they're sticky. I feel better now.
So, Runner, you kind of think back through all the things that you can remember while traveling with your family or your mother specifically, kind of mapping out the Terraceer Isles that you are mildly familiar with. Through your time there,
It happens. It happens.
you understand that magic is a part. It comes from the manifestation of bending like mana to your will. Uh, that said, through the journeys you've made, carefully, of course, to not alert anyone to your presence, you have seen a handful of mages around the Isles at least. So, like, you know that magic is quite a commonplace for the citizens of Dominaria, at least from what you've seen. So it's a possibility that there is people, bending that. Quite a lot of people bending that mana to their wills.
I see. Okay. Yeah, then I would look at Avril, and magic is a lot more prevalent here than the other places we've been. There's a lot more people that are practitioners of spellcrafting in different forms. I mean, it's not always like what we saw at Strixhaven or in Ravnica with the guilds. Like, there's a lot more variety here.
Interesting. Wouldn't
It's gonna get real weird.
wouldn't the man
Very awkward. It's about to be
Thank you,
very,
Robot
very
Navo.
awkward. Oh man.
is this better?
Yeah, there you go. There you
Yep.
All right, cool. I walked outside. So I would say, like, well, if they're all pulling off of it at a higher frequency
I
than
don't-
anywhere else, but the
I don't
mana feels
think-
like it's about to explode. How does that make sense? Wouldn't it feel drained? Or
Mm.
maybe when they use it,
I
goes
don't know
back
if you're
into the
done
stream,
being disappointed
purified
yet.
by use of people, or maybe it's how does it make sense? Is it maybe the type of magic they're using that is somehow like plugging it too much and it's not allowing it to flow freely?
It could be that. It could be the history of the area. There's been very great works of magic done here as well, like things that impacted whole continents. So it could just be a combination of just a lot of use over a long time. It could have been maybe sometime in history during one of the multitude of great empires that could have been that they bolstered the mana lines so that they could provide more energy for whatever task they had at the time. And it's just been left that way ever since. There could be 1,000 theories we could come up with, but it's definitely inherent to the area, I would say.
As you kind of use your history check there, Runner, you kind of think back to some stories your mother's told you. You kind of start to recall that she said that these isles were once a single continent that her parents used to live on.
I might be
Yeah,
too.
my mom told stories of somebody she met along her trials that or that her journeys that said this used to all be one large landmass and something blasted it to pieces, and that's why it's just a collection of isles now.
Well, if that is like anything that happened on my world, then this world is in for quite in part. In my world, there was a major cataclysm that broke all the lands apart into small pieces. Then shortly afterward, there was a plane-ending cataclysm splitting it into 5 separate planes, all connected by the Maelstrom, which is where I learned how to connect with the mana.
Oh, that's intriguing. I'd like to visit there someday.
It's a bunch of prudes.
So, guys, we are kind of running over time. I don't want to keep you guys from your next game.
Mom, what's about to happen?
I don't know.
Ah!
Yeah, I don't know,
I don't know.
man.
But if you show me that map, I might be able to tell you where you're at, punk.
Oh man. Yeah.
You
Yeah,
went to
yeah,
the
I
wrong member of the party.
no, no, I knew what I was doing, and my plan
Me
was to go to
exactly.
Runner
He
next.
knows the two people that can help him, and Runner's the best one. And he's just like, they're mad right now.
Nietzsche's
Yeah,
also being Nietzsche right now, so
Blackwell's also gone through some life-altering shitstorm, and you know he wasn't mad when I walked in. He wasn't. He didn't. Yeah,
it's
my
not that we're
plan.
mad, we're just
Ah,
disappointed.
that's even worse than everybody. You all know it.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep. Look. Una is proud of me for stepping up, but at the same time,
Yeah.
she is disappointed. She just can't say it. She's scared that he's gonna become something that she's already lost. She doesn't want to go through that again.
No,
These.
Runner's just trying to figure out as he goes. He went from okay, my job is to be super secretive and keep all these secrets from the group, and then that went like really wrong. So now I don't keep any secrets from the group, and I try to just trust everybody as much
It's,
as like completely
it's
open it. So now it's like redrawing the
Nice,
boundaries of
Kissy.
like, okay, maybe that
Nice.
wasn't the greatest idea just to completely enable me. Maybe I should have said something.
yeah, it's funny. It's funny. It's because you got like the two young adults who are like super down to do everything until shit gets too far. You got the dude just out of his teen years. Um, he's the one still making knucklehead decisions. He's still got a little bit of growing to do. You got Avril, the old dude who's already set in his ways. He's not gonna change for nobody.
I'm just mad that you fucked my plans up.
Dude.
Okay, boomer.
I think
Get off my lawn.
yeah. This yeah, let's go to Ravnica, guys.
Yeah, let's go home for a little bit and
Let's do it.
regroup.
It'll be great.
Yeah.
Yeah, just there's plenty of areas in Ravnica that don't have a lot of plant life. We just need to keep
yeah.
you
Yeah.
like
It'll be
you know,
real easy to stay away from the Selesnya.
keep you in
Yeah.
Ghostfire HQ and don't take our eye off you because we know you run off every time we're on Ravnica.
Yeah, I'll just
We
stay out
don't-
of the forest. It'll be cool. Everything will be
If we-
fine.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I think he's already trying to stay out of the sewers.
Yeah.
I mean, maybe there's like some, there's who's the super pro nature people on Ravnica?
The Celestian comic book.
That's Selesnian. That's what I was thinking. Maybe they could give us some kind of ring that makes things grow around you, and we could just like cancel the effect or something. I don't know. I'm hoping that we got to be able to put a little bit more bloom in that wither and balance you out again.
Yeah.
Hey Nietzsche, or
Mm-hmm.
That's
not
what I'm
Randy.
hoping.
When are you going to update your character to not have a mask anymore?
I was just looking at that earlier, actually, and in order to stream without my stuff glitching, I got to put it into like not hardware acceleration mode, so I
Oh yeah.
couldn't make a new thing. But that's what I'm gonna do after I get my kids to bed.
Let's toss him in a bag. We can put him in a bag of holding. Just keep in a bag of. Or keep him in the chest, the dimensional chest. We could just tuck him in there when we need to go places.
Oh god, that's worse.
Una, like my brain is thinking, like if we can get him something that just has him walk on air to where he's not touching the ground, like for 5 feet, maybe that'll keep him from like killing.
I mean, maybe some kind of holy helmet or something that's like blessed by a god that can seal the effect in places.
Well, you'll have to find out next time on Ghostfire.
Something I've kind of started to think about is maybe these amulets only let us planeswalk to places with volatile magic.
We'll have to find out that question too. Thanks for tuning in, guys. Thanks for watching. If you want to support us, join the Discord. If you really like what we do and want to buy us a mini, get us over on Patreon. Thanks again. Like, subscribe. We'll see y'all in a little bit.